Whether you want to admit that or not, we are all habitual-driven creatures. I'm quite sure that you've heard the statement, we form our habits and then our habits form us. And we're going to elaborate on this concept this morning. Hi, it's Awkward, One Wisdom School, Coffee Break Manifestation Show. Okay, like I explained in the previous videos, we're working on a series of training sessions on how to tap into your natural state of unlimited love and abundance starting right now. Now, I explained that we're working on two concepts, beliefs and skills. You have to have beliefs that support the skills. You have to have specific skills to apply to experience the results that you intend to have in life. Still makes sense to you guys? Okay. Now, the previous video, we spoke about the concept of why don't we actually receive when we ask. In this video, I'm going to speak on habits, and I'm going to elaborate on 10 concepts of habitual experience that rich people, wealthy people, successful people have that most poor people don't have. Okay, does that still make sense to you guys? All right, let's jumpstart our training this morning. 10 habits of highly successful people. Being rich beyond your wildest dreams is about living your life on your own terms according to your possibilities and not your limitations. Now, this is the key concept here, that in the essence of our training sessions, how to tap into your natural state of unlimited love and abundance is the essence of living your life on your terms according to your possibilities and not your limitations. Okay, possibilities are always there. The two most important words in the Bible are behold and beware. Behold the opportunities and possibilities, they are there every single day. Beware the temptations that stops you dead in your tracks from taking that possibilities and opportunities. As we go on during this training session this morning, I'm going to offer you an opportunity to tap into one of these concepts, and we currently are in a stage where we live in lockdown. I refuse to call it lockdown because I'm not a criminal. I call it cool down. But it gives us new perspectives about life, etc. And one of the things is about our income streams. How do you actually generate your money? What are you going to do to become rich beyond your wildest dreams, which is your birthright? And I'll share with you a link that you can tap into and learn more about that concept as we go on. Okay, but for now, a core concept is arrogance, is thinking you are above everyone else. Confidence is thinking that no one is above you. And confidence is of the utmost importance. Now, what I've experienced in my own life, the only way confidence comes your way is through practice. Remember in the previous videos we spoke about the concept of PRR, practice, repetition, rehearsal. Practice, repetition, rehearsal. Practice, repetition, rehearsal. The more you practice things, the more you experience things, and please remember, in a world of experience, it's only the experience that counts. The more confident you'll be in what you, the more confidence you'll experience in what you are doing at that specific stage. Okay, good. Then you don't decide your future, you decide your habits. And then your habits decide your future. I'm going to repeat that because this is so important. You don't decide your future. You decide what habits you intend to have in life. And then that habits that you have decide your future. In other words, if you have a lot of negative habits, no rocket science, guess what your experience will be? Negative experience. Positive habits, good stuff. There you'll have the positive habits. Now, like I stated when we started off with the training session, is that we are all habitual-driven creatures. And habits is actually a skill. But for most people, habits just happen to them, okay? Now, science says it takes between 21 and 40 days to form a new habit in your life, and I quite agree on that. But I am a neuro-brain specialist, and I understand that although it takes 21 to 40 days to form a new habit, it takes 6 months at least to fix a new habit in your neural pathways, okay? More of that as we go on. But please realize, no one succeeds overnight and no one fails overnight. It is actually a series of steps that you take. Success is nothing more than a sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. So the more effort you put in the right way, taking the right direction, the more successful you will be. So let's look at 10 habits of highly successful people. Now, encompassing these 10 habits that I'm going to share with you is the one phenomenality of all successful people that I have interacted with and also in my own life. The main ingredient of successful people is they have the habit of looking for opportunities and possibilities. Even in the darkest night of the soul, there's always a silver lining. Okay, if you're actually out there, and remember I said the two most important words in the Bible are behold and beware. Behold, the opportunities and possibilities, they are there every single day, especially now in this stage that we live in. But beware the temptations that stops you dead in your tracks. Now, what stops you dead in your track is because you don't think you deserve to experience these things. But you do, because you've been created in the image of God. You were born rich and conditioned to be poor, as I explained in the previous videos. So let's look at the first habit. You have to take 100% responsibility of your life and the outcomes of that. In other words, the experiences that you created. In my own life, looking back in all the times that I've apparently failed, and remember, there is actually no such thing as failure. Failure is just feedback, and feedback, if you pay attention to that, will always lead to success. I sat down and said to myself, okay, who created this? Who made this choice? Who decided to do these things? It's me. I decided to start a business that failed. I decided to go into a relationship that failed. I decided, and in the end, to get out of that also. But I had to take 100% responsibility. What people normally do is they make excuses by pointing fingers and looking for the blame shifting on other people. It's the government. It is Mrs. Rona that's came visiting. It's the lockdown. It's always it's the customers. It's the money. It's the government. It's the economy. It's never that. It's always your responsibility. Okay, 100% responsibility. You have to acknowledge that, because if you don't take responsibility, you become a victim. And if you are a victim, guess what? You can't change anything. Okay, take 100% responsibility. Now again, I'm just touching on these concepts. We'll elaborate to that on a great extent as we go on with our training sessions. Okay, the second habit that you have to decide exactly what you intend to have, what you want in life. Okay, now this is important. Looking back at my own life, when I was 20 years old, I had a different value system than I currently have. There's different things that at that stage was important to me. And money at that stage was my God. Money was very, very important to me. It still is, but from a different perspective in this moment and time that I live in. But at that stage, money was important, and there's two things that I really and truly loved, and that was very, very expensive vehicles, you know, the Ferraris and the Chevy Can-Ams and the Ford Piranhas, and I loved those V8s, and fast women, okay. But eventually that changed. Okay, so I wanted that. Now I want something different. But if you're not clear on what you intend to have, then life will just happen haphazardly to you. Okay, so please realize that your dreams, your values, your dreams will change as your values change. Those things that you want will change as your values and your beliefs change. But initially, for this specific moment in life, you have to be very, very clear about what you currently want in your life. Okay, my intention is to share with you information so that you can get to the place where you really tap into your natural state of unlimited love and abundance starting right now. Part of that is to become rich beyond your wildest dreams, okay? And like I shared with you, rich beyond your wildest dreams to me means to live life on my terms, according to my possibilities, and not according to limitations that society has conditioned me to, tried to condition me to believe. So you have to decide exactly what you want in life. Then what you have to do is you have to believe it is possible. Now, way back in my 20s, I believed it was possible to create a multi-million rand business. Even if I was 20 years old at that stage, I just had that confident experience and I knew I could get the resources. I didn't have to know every single thing about everything. I just had to focus and I had to believe that it's possible for me to do that. So whatever you intend to have in this current stage, you have to believe that which you intend to have is possible for you, okay? Now, as we go on with the beliefs on the other side of the coin, I'll explain to you how to scientifically apply those belief systems so that you can implement the skills that I'm teaching you currently, okay? So you have to believe it is possible, that things that you want. Believe in God and believe in your spouse and all the stuff that goes with that. But that which you intend to have, you have to believe that it is possible. Now, let me just throw this in for the sake of. I build my life on a few philosophies. I have simple rules in my life. One of those philosophies is God is not an acceptor of persons. In other words, if other people can have that which I intend to have, then it's possible for me to have it. I just need to find out what rules they apply, what emotional states they implemented, and then I can have the same results. Now, you too also. You were born in this condition to be poor. You can become rich beyond your wildest dreams. Just believe it is possible. The fourth thing is important is to visualize success. Now, what happens now is you take 100% responsibility for the outcomes of your life currently. If it's negative, if it's positive, it doesn't really matter. You take 100% responsibility for that. Then what you do is you decide exactly what you want. You see it, you taste it, you smell it, you achieve it. Like in the first video I said, there's a few concepts. You have to set it, you have to share it, you have to live it, and you have to experience that. Okay, that's the sequence of our experience. Okay, take 100%, then decide exactly what you want, and then believe it is possible, and then visualize the success. Now, visualizing for many people is having a vision board and so forth, having the pictures up against the wall, which is good. But visualizing is more than that. Visualizing is seeing yourself experiencing that which you intend to have. You intend to drive the motor vehicle, see it in your mind's eye, go test drive it, smell the leather, feel the vehicle, and if you intend to have the house or the relationship, visualize that. Visualize yourself in that experience, okay, as if it is already done. Does that make sense? Again, we'll elaborate more on this as we go on, but just for the sake of touching on this. Then our fifth concept is act as if they are already successful. That is what successful people do. Now, from the visualization, you act as if. Now, you're not lying, okay? It is you faith it until you make it. You don't pretend, because your subconscious will immediately tap into the idea you are pretending. Don't fake it until you make it. Your subconscious will know that, and you will not make it. Okay, it's a stupid statement to make, okay? You faith it until you make it, okay? You start living as if you are already successful. You get in that old jalopy, but you're not driving that jalopy anymore. It's a physical experience. You're not pretending. You're actually living and driving the new vehicle that you intend to have. You enter into your own home, a shack maybe that you live in, and you say to yourself, okay, I am visualizing, I'm seeing, I'm living the present experience as if I'm entering into this mansion, if you intend to have a mansion. Okay, it's not necessary to have a mansion, but if you intend to have that, why not go for it? Okay, don't let your limitations step in. It's the possibilities, it's not the limitations. Okay, then number 6, you have to be willing to pay the price. In the mid-90s, I went to America, and the reason why I went there is to interview as many wealthy people, successful people as I possibly could. Now, what I've learned in that experience is that wealthy people, successful people, reach beyond their wildest dream, don't mind sharing their secrets. They love sharing how they got where they got, because what I've learned from most rich people, yeah, you've got the stingy ones and the Scrooges and so forth, but most of the people that I know that's extremely rich beyond their wildest dreams love sharing, loves giving, and that was phenomenal to me. But what I've experienced, I interviewed a guy, his name is Texas Hung. He's an oil magnate, multi-millionaire, billionaire. And I asked him, what made you as successful as you currently are? And he said, oh good, there's one thing that you have to understand about life, real Texan drawl. And he said to me, everything that you want out of this life is going to cost you a price. Find out what the price is and pay the price. Okay, so if your intention is to tap into your natural state of unlimited love and abundance starting right now, you have to be willing to pay the price. Get up early in the morning, meditate, read the books, listen to the videos, watch the tapes, implement these things, check your feedback consistently, check your course and change it if it's necessary, okay? But you have to be willing to pay the price. You have to give up something to achieve something else. Remember, I shared with you the concept of old stories, new stories. You can't take your old self into a new story. You can't take your old negative habits into a new story and think it's going to produce different results. You have to change you. And by changing you, your habits will reflect that. Okay. Now, let me just throw this in also, because in the next video I'll touch on the concept of the structure to experience. But if your habits does not reflect what you say you believe, then you don't believe it. Okay. If you say, I believe that I am a wealthy person, I am rich beyond my wildest dreams, but your habits don't reflect that, then you're lying to yourself. Okay, get over it. Right, so let's look at number 7. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Successful people, they make mistakes. I make mistakes. All of us make mistakes from time. It's a natural thing. It's a human thing, okay? We make mistakes. And oftentimes when we make choices, new decisions, etc., there's a fear that kicks in and says, okay, you're not going to make it. You're not worthy. The economy and all the excuses that pops. But successful people feel the fear. They don't ignore the fear. They feel the fear and do it anyway. Okay? Fear, false evidence appearing real. Now, you've heard the statement, feedback is the breakfast of champions. I tend to disagree. Feedback can only be the breakfast of champions if you eat that breakfast. Okay, that's the same thing with fear. Fear is just a feedback system. Okay, it tells you something that you are not confident about. Okay, then do it anyhow. Okay, that's the only way you're going to surpass the fear. Face your fears. Okay, and sometimes, my dear friend, you have to jump off the bridge and bolt your wings along the way. All right, good. Number 8. Seek mentorship. All successful people, all sports stars, all movie stars have coaches that coach them, okay? Now my recommendation is get a good coach. And currently you're listening to one of the world's best coaches. And this is not my ego speaking, it's just my results speaking, okay? I know that I'm simply the best, not necessarily better than the rest, okay? You can also tap into that confident state of knowing. But that knowing only comes through experience, okay? Does that make sense, guys and girls? All right. Good. Number 9. Number 9 says you have to have enthusiasm. Now, I love this statement that Winston Churchill made. It says, successful people go from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. You have to have passion, okay? I know sometimes you have to generate it, and sometimes you just have to change your body language to reflect that. Say, I am happy and healthy, wealthy, and I am rich beyond my wildest dreams. I am rich beyond. Okay, just do anything to change your body language. You tap into that enthusiastic state, okay? Because without enthusiasm, there will be no motivation, okay? And motivation is motive for action, okay? So the enthusiasm is very important, all right? Now, in a moment, I'm going to share with you a method that you can actually get to the place where you experience financial freedom through automated income streams. But just bear with me for a moment. Okay, so let's look at the last habit, and that's can I. Can I stands for constant and never-ending improvement. So you have to commit yourself to constant and never-ending improvement. What I've learned from successful people, myself included, the moment you say that you arrive, you are backslidden, okay? So the key is, doesn't matter where you are, there is always room for improvement. And we are all a work in progress, inclusive of you, okay? Now, my recommendation is evaluate yourself on these 10 beliefs, okay? And a scale of 0 to 10. 0 the worst and 10 the most. If all 10 of these habits are in your life currently, awesome! If you have to work on some of these beliefs, awesome! You're in the right hands, okay? You're in the right hands, okay? Now, remember, learning... The purpose of learning is to become a master. And this is what we're doing in this training series. The focus is how to tap into your natural state, image of God, your natural state of unlimited love and abundance starting right now. It's not necessary to wait 5-10 years down the line. You can start right now. Now back to automated income streams. When you finish watching, scroll down, there's a link there. Click on it. We're doing a webinar tonight at 7, sharing the ideas about automated income streams. And just for the sake of time, just do the webinar. It's not going to cost you anything, but it'll give you the opportunity to, in this time, understand there is different ways of generating income, and you can easily become rich beyond your wildest dreams if you have the beliefs that supports the skills that you intend to apply to become rich beyond your wildest dreams. Does that still make sense, my dear friends? My intention is just to help you. The experience. Why do I do that? Well, I have an hidden agenda. Really, I do. And the hidden agenda is I understand that we are all one in the Christ consciousness. And that means if it goes well with you, it goes well with me. If it goes well with me, it goes well with you. It's a reciprocal thing. That's actually my hidden agenda, okay? Is to help you so that I can help myself experiencing the more of life. All right, what you have to understand is if you want to be successful, you have to make success a subject that you study. It has to be something you take seriously. It has to be something you put effort into. Now, I know that eventually it becomes effortless effort, but right in the beginning you have to put effort in there, you have to study it, you have to make a commitment towards achieving success. It doesn't happen by itself. It's not easy. That's somebody that says it's easy to become successful, they don't know what they're talking about. They're trying to sell you something and making money out of it. Okay, so it's important. So our next training session will be about beliefs, the language of the universe, which is vibration. And again, just a reminder, evaluate yourself now on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 the least of these habits that you apply in life. Okay, and if there's a lot of them, if you have every single one of them, it's a 10. But it's something that you have to work on. And then the next training session on skills will be 7 signs of success. Success leaves clues, that's it. Okay, now, once we've done here, just scroll down, click on the link that will take you to the webinar that we're doing tonight on automated income streams. And what do you have to lose? I mean, I'm quite sure that you have time on hand. So just watch the webinar tonight, and take an informed, see if it resonates with your soul, and make an informed decision. And also, enjoy yourself doing that. So here's a final thing. Remember that you can watch all the videos you want, but if you don't have the intrinsic motivation and burning desire inside you to be successful, it will never happen. You have to have passion to reach what you intend to have. So scroll down, book your seat for tonight's webinar, and then be sure to leave a comment, okay? Okay, that's it for now. See you in the next video, and in the meantime, have fun. It's a choice. Have huge amounts of fun. All right, see you in the next video.